Even though the whole point of gaming is to have fun, every epic storyline also has its sad moments. Just like when we read books or watch movies, we can relate more to the main character in their toughest times than during their moments of triumph. For this reason, we're here to show you the 10 saddest video game moments. And just a disclaimer before you watch, there will be some spoilers ahead. Just because the purpose of this game is to kill evil aliens doesn't mean that a violent game like this can't be heart-wrenching.
I can't believe it, Marcus. We finally found her.
For example, the moment when Dom finds his wife Maria after a long, extensive search. He finds her in a state that leaves him no choice. He has to use weapons to put her out of her misery. This must be the most depressing moment in the Gears of War series. Imagine saying goodbye to your beloved partner forever, and like this. Needless to say, we haven't cried like this since we watched the Titanic.
Now listen, Jack, darling, get on this horse. Get out of here.
John's unexpected death in Red Dead Redemption 1 is more painful than in most other games where the main character dies. After John Marston finally settles down with his family, nobody would have guessed that he'd die so soon. His death came as a bitter awakening, especially since we were expecting a happy ending alongside the credits. On the plus side though, at least his son would later avenge his death, a pleasure one can only properly enjoy if they've followed and experienced John Marston's full story. People were pretty fond of Wanda's loyal horse Agros, which made the moment when he falls off a cliff to his death extra heartbreaking. Most of the time, scenes that involve animals dying hit close to the heart, and this was no exception. Agros' death even reminded us of the tragic childhood memory of when the beloved horse Artax from the never-ending story sinks into the swamp. And Agros' fall isn't the only heartbreaking moment in the shadow of the Colossus. The whole game is sad, because they're not actually evil creatures. Instead, they're the last of their kind, and their demise left us contemplating everything. The scene that's probably made most gamers shed a few tears is without a doubt from The Last of Us. When Joel tried to get his daughter Sarah to safety, 2 soldiers started shooting at them and his daughter was hit. Joel survived and he desperately tried to revive his daughter. But unfortunately, it was too late. No other scene from a game depicts the pain and devastation of a hero as strongly as this one does.
Come on, baby, please. I know, baby, I know.
If there was a prize for Best Dad of the Year, Ethan Mars would definitely win it. After his son is kidnapped by the origami killer, he shows the child murderer that there are indeed fathers who would do anything for their children. Based on the decisions you make in the game, you can choose a path that leads Mars to being held in a psychiatric ward and being falsely labeled as the origami killer. There's even an ending where he hangs himself out of frustration, which is obviously something that none of us want to see.
You're trying too hard. They told me. Everything.
Everything?
Yuna is standing in a lake and Tidus is next to her. We can feel the chemistry between them, but their love is simply not meant to be. Yuna admits to Tidus that she must dispose of her human form and must sacrifice herself in order to save her people. Around her, fireflies and violins create a romantic atmosphere, but still, the scene remains melancholic. This love has no future, and most fans can't help but shed a few tears.
I just can't. I can't go.
With the video game adaptation of the Walking Dead comic series, Telltale was able to achieve more than what we had anticipated. We quickly could relate to the characters, and we even developed a soft spot for them. Like that moment when Lee is searching for Clementine after he was bitten. The game shows us that he is definitely going to die, and nobody can help him anymore.
You can do anything.
But I'm little.
It was a bitter ending, and we all grieved together with Clementine.
Please don't be one of them. Please don't become a walker.
There's only one thing you can do. You know that.
I don't know if I can.
You should go. When the Mongols return, Masyaf must be empty.
I see. This is not a library at all. It is a vault.
The end of the Ezio Auditor era in Assassin's Creed showed a pretty emotional throwback to the first part of the game's series. The memories of Altair have already accompanied Ezio through the game, and at the end, he finally reaches Masyaf. In the underground library, he finds Altair's skeleton, and we watch one of his memories. Altair says goodbye to his son and locks himself up together with the Apple of Eden. He only asks us to rest for a moment, but the deeper meaning behind his words makes us feel instantly emotional. So we say goodbye to the assassin that we have been with for so long. The pleasure was entirely ours.
I raised you. I loved you. I've given you weapons, taught you techniques, endowed you with knowledge. There is nothing more for me to give you. All that's left for you to take is my life.
The boss, the woman with whom everything started. She's the legendary soldier, but also the traitor you have to kill at the end of the game. But here's the thing, you find out that she never actually betrayed the country. Quite the opposite, actually. By selflessly sacrificing herself, she was able to help the world avoid a nuclear war. It's only in this scene that we get to see a different side of the snake, where he salutes and cries over her body. This scene is definitely unforgettable for us Metal Gear Solid fans.
Hold on just a little while longer. Hold on just a little while longer.
Detroit Become Human is already a very sentimental game because of all the complicated decisions you have to make. And if you decide to sing for Marcus, be ready for an emotional twist. Not only do the humans show that they believe that androids have feelings, but they also sing the song together with the androids. This leads the president to withdrawing his troops, and that's how wholesome the ending can be when you make your choices with an optimistic mind.
Pray on just a little while longer.
Incredible. The deviants. The deviants are singing.
Sing on just a little
Have you guys also experienced these heart-wrenching moments? Let us know in the comments below.